yeah, I work here at the theater, and as George said, I normally hide up there where Patrick's at, in the dark, pushing buttons, and people don't generally see me. Also, George, thank you for describing everything I'm about to do, since this is my first time. And I brought a cheat sheet with me. So, you know, that's how that goes. So before I came to work here at the theater, I invested 10 years of my life working at what can only be described as the most soul-crushing, depression-inducing, moral compass-destroying job I've ever had. And I know what you're thinking, and no, it wasn't a TR video. I worked at Pizza Hut. The shittiest job I've ever had because people treat you like absolute crap for absolutely no reason. But I learned a lot of things. One of the things that I learned is that I hate answering the phone because people act like you're stupid. People will call up and, you know, we take orders by your last name and say, what's your last name? And people who have a simple last name, they insist upon spelling it out for you like you were retarded. Your last name, please? Yeah, it's Carr, C-A-R, like the thing that you drove to work in. Oh, thank you. Last name, please? Yes, that's Tree, T-R-E-E, like nature. All right. But sometimes you get that asshole that has a really complicated last name, and he'll call up and, you know, you're looking for advice on it. Last name, sir? Yes, Alexa Chikowitz. Could you help me spell that out, please? Yeah, it's got 3 Q's, a W, and a 4 in it. I'm sorry, did you say a 4? Yeah, the 4 is silent. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fair enough. But I did learn that delivery was where it was at, because you get to drive around in your car all night, smoking cigarettes, listening to the radio. You could be as high as you want because you work at Pizza Hut. They can't drug test because all of their fucking employees would disappear. One of my favorite places to deliver to was an apartment complex over in Davenport that shall remain nameless. But I will say it was awesome because you would come in, you would look down this row of apartments, and each apartment had a little piece of notebook paper on the door with a handwritten sign. Some of them, you know, pretty simple, like, if you come in my apartment, take off your shoes, this is my carpet, not yours. A little passive-aggressive, you know, I think maybe when people come to my house, I just say, hey, can you take off your shoes? I don't feel the need to put a note on my door that says, fuck you, take off your shoes. Sometimes there's a note that says, if you about that drama, don't bring that shit here. That shit's deep. I think about that one all the way back to the store. What it costs that, man. Did somebody wander around the apartment building and they confuse your apartment door for their therapist office? Is the fucking cast of Rent coming through trying to sell you magazines? Maybe you divorced the theater major. I don't know. I never got to figure that out. But my favorite one was a note that simply said, don't knock on my door looking for toilet paper. And I'm gonna get real for a moment. To me, I think we all figure out at about the same time that we're out of toilet paper, and it's a move that looks a little bit like this. You're done, and you reach over, and there's nothing there but that brown roll of shame and forgetfulness. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to go to Hy-Vee and buy toilet paper. Now, I'd also like to think that we don't all solve this problem by putting our pants up down to about our knees and wandering around the apartment building hoping someone will spare a square. I think we all solve the problem in the same way. I think I speak for everybody. We lean a little forward off the bowl. We reach over and open that cabinet where we keep our towels. We take inventory and we select the shittiest towel we have. And we use that to take care of business. And then we throw that fucker away. And then we don't tell anyone we have a secret that we keep to ourselves. Until years later, when we're doing stand-up. But one of the greatest things I learned as a delivery driver was how to get people to answer the door fast. Because sometimes you show up at someone's apartment or their house and you knock. There's that pregnant pause, full of time for me to contemplate and regret life choices like working at Pizza Hut. And then inevitably somebody would yell from within the house, "Who is it?" Well, gosh, it couldn't possibly be the guy you called 20 minutes ago for food who said, "I'll be there in 20 minutes." I wonder who the hell it could be. So I came up with something that would make people answer the door a lot faster. I thought it was a little tricky. I like to knock on the door, but then I take a pregnant pause. They yell, "Who is it?" And I'm quiet for a moment. And then I say, "It's Maurice." You know, like Gangster Love, Space Cowboy, that shit. And I like to think on the other side of that heavy door, my muffled voice sounds like I said, "It's the police." You've never seen a motherfucker answer the door that fast. And of course, they're not disappointed when they open the door and it's not the cops, but it's instead me holding their food. But I want to tell you this. I did this for about a year before I quit that job. And only one person ever asked me, "Is your name really Maurice?" And I looked that man square in the eye. And I said, "Yes. But I spell it with 3 Q's, a W, and a 4.